I never thought a simple suggestion could change our lives so drastically. Emily and I had been married for 6 years, and while we were happy, we both sensed a quiet stagnation creeping into our relationship. It wasn't anything dramatic, no fights, no resentment, just a subtle, persistent feeling that something was missing. We still laughed together, still held hands, still shared our dreams, but there was a spark that had dimmed over time. It all started on a warm Saturday evening. We had just finished dinner and were sitting on the balcony, sipping wine, watching the city lights flicker like distant stars. Emily was unusually quiet. I reached for her hand and gave it a gentle squeeze. "What's on your mind?" I asked. She hesitated, her fingers tracing the rim of her glass. "Have you ever thought about changing things up?" I raised an eyebrow. "Changing things up how?" She turned to me, her eyes filled with something between curiosity and nervous excitement. "I don't know. Maybe exploring something new together? Something outside our comfort zone." I was intrigued. We had always been open with each other, never afraid to discuss our desires or fears. Still, this was different. It wasn't just idle talk. It felt like an invitation. "Like what?" I asked, keeping my voice calm. She smiled, relieved that I wasn't dismissing her outright. "I don't know yet, but I want us to experience something together, something that makes us feel alive again." Over the next few weeks, our conversations revolved around this idea. We talked about what excited us, what made us nervous, what boundaries we would set. The more we talked, the more the idea took shape. It wasn't about replacing what we had. It was about rediscovering it, breathing new life into our love. Finally, we made a decision. We would step outside our usual routine and embrace an experience that challenged us both. We found someone who shared our outlook, someone who understood that this wasn't about escaping our relationship but enhancing it. His name was Daniel. The night we met him, I could see the anticipation in Emily's eyes. She was nervous but excited, the same way she had looked at me on our first date all those years ago. Daniel was charming, confident, but above all, respectful. He put us at ease immediately, and soon, our initial nervousness gave way to laughter and engaging conversation. As the evening unfolded, something remarkable happened. It wasn't just about Daniel. It was about us, Emily and me, seeing each other in a new light. I watched her laugh in a way I hadn't seen in years. I felt a rush of admiration for her courage, her openness, and in that moment, I realized this experience wasn't about what we were doing. It was about what we were discovering about each other. The night ended with a deeper understanding between us. We had stepped into something unknown and come out stronger, more connected. As we lay in bed later, Emily curled up beside me, her head resting on my chest. I felt something shift between us. The distance that had quietly settled over the years had vanished. In its place was a renewed sense of closeness, of knowing that we could face anything together. Over the following weeks, our relationship flourished. We talked more, touched more, laughed more. We had rekindled something that had always been there, but had been buried under the weight of daily life. This journey had taught us that love isn't just about comfort. It's about growth, about stepping into the unknown together and finding your way back to each other, again and again. Looking back, I wouldn't change a thing, because sometimes the greatest adventures are the ones that bring you home.